What is going on, guys? Kiamimaru 007 back with some Marvel's Contest of Champions videos. So we have the Uncollected event that just came out, and I gone through it, and I thought let me record the boss fight so that we can talk about how to beat these bosses. If there's any way you need to modify the way you play, right? So first up, we have the Venom the Duck, straightforward boss. Right, we go in with Archangel because he's bleed and he's not bleed and poison immune, so it's gonna be an easy fight. He has personal space, right, and 25% chance to launch survival genetic modifiers, whatever buffs, basically. Right, so that's like more of a chance at regeneration and stuff like that. But he goes down pretty easily, no problem whatsoever. Next up, we have Yondu with Tech Ascendancy. We have Arc Overload, Domitable, and Bloodletting. So that's basically bleeding is 100% increase right here. We go in with Hyperion. It's going to be another sort of straightforward fight. The Yondu is not doing anything special really besides regenerating. Right, we almost get hit there. We did take some bleed damage. You can see how fast the bleed is going. Take another life because of the bloodletting, right? But otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. Shouldn't have a problem here. But Hyperion, Hyperion is obviously very good damage dealer. So no real suggestions. If you guys have a heal reversal character, right, the Arc Overload is working for you basically. Otherwise, it's a straightforward fight. Maybe for some extra protection when you're in a bleed immune champion, that too could also help. Otherwise, Yondu goes down pretty fast with Hyperion, right? And then next up we have, I think it's a Ronin, right? And Ronin, I think this is basically where the fights start to get a little bit more interesting. So going into the Ronin fight, I didn't pull up the nodes there, but basically he has Power Shield, which means he is taking no damage on normal attacks, but his specials deal 400% damage, right? He's got another node called Pull, which means projectiles do 100% more damage and non-projectiles do 75% less damage, right? So if you have a special attack that has projectiles in it, you're doing 500% damage, right? So he's got that. He's got Matador, which means you only gain power when he gains 1 bar of power, essentially, right? But we're going with Archangel because neurotoxin, he's not bleed or poison immune, so we're going with Archangel. He can, however, shrug off bleed debuffs if he switches into this his like perfect block stance. But anyway, he also has rapid metabolism, which means, and it's rapid metabolism 2, so his debuffs are expiring 60% sooner. And then the standard masochism, every 7 seconds the next debuff inflicted will get shrugged off, and basically he will heal 5% health. All right, so it's not the hardest fight. It's just a Ronin. Ronins are wild. They'll be doing flips everywhere. Ronin seriously has like awesome animation. So my suggestion for this fight would be anybody with projectiles on their specials, right? Anybody that does bleed, poison, any kind of debuffs on their normal attacks, right? We die there with Archangel, but we're going to go in, we're going to kill this guy pretty easily. And I think we go in with who did I go in? I think it was Nick Fury, right? Yeah, it was Nick Fury. But yeah, so anybody who does damage over time debuffs, right, on their normal attacks, like Nick Fury, great for this fight, as well as anybody with projectile attacks in their specials, because those will deal essentially 500% more damage. But otherwise, he's not that hard to fight. A normal fight, essentially, right? Ronin specials just look so cool. I always gotta look at his specials, right? Right now, we're trying to push him to his special too. You just want to push him to specials, right? Not really baiting out specials that early, because you do want to be dealing some damage right there. We deal good damage, right? Even though Nick Fury is still in his LMD phase, we're dealing good damage on the special attacks because, like I said, the 500% increase when he launches that projectile shot there at the end of his special 2. We didn't bait out the special. There's that projectile that I think the creators, the developers were trying to make us get hit by, and there all the damage comes from. But when it comes to Uncollected, you don't want to be getting hit by specials really. In general, they do kill you normally. But there we go. We take out Ronin pretty easily, right? I know I died, but I was just testing him out with my 4 stars, right? And then we got the next fight. The next fight is the new character Hit Monkey, right? And he has he has a thing against mercenaries, right? I think increased damage against mercenaries, and that's kind of not increased a bit more, but his special attacks, it treats everybody like a mercenary basically. So he's got no hit him mercy kind of thing. So if he gets knocked down, he increases his critical. Opponents are treated as mercenaries for Hitmonkey's abilities where he is below 35% health, right? He's got Safeguard, so he's not losing more than 1% health. Rolling Thunder, increasing the attack, stuff like that. We're gonna go in with Domino. I just wanted to use a mercenary against this mercenary killer essentially. I just want to play around with him, right? I wanted to like just look at his special, see if there's anything we can dexterity. He's looking cool with his animations, swinging the nunchucks on his blocks, right? But yeah, you can't do more than 1% damage at a time. So this is another fight where I suggest you bring in somebody who has debuffs, damage over time debuffs, bleed, poison. I don't think he's immune to anything, but he can shrug off debuffs, but we'll see that. So we're gonna look at his second special here. We get hit by it. I think you can dex the first part of that, block the second part, and then dex the last part again. We're gonna go and we're gonna test it again, right? So Hitmonkey is not playing around against mercenaries. Domino went down quite fast. Once again, you see he's only losing 1% health at a time. So minimum amount of hits for somebody who has no damage over time debuffs it's going to be 100 hits. But here you see we go in Captain Marvel. That first special, I look at it, I'm just like, nah, I feel like I can dex that. So I launch a special and he purifies the stun there. So I think that's Assassin's Cunning, right? You can dex the special basically. So he jumps forward, then he's basically leaping into the sky and he shoots something which you can outdistance, and then he shoots directly at you, which you can dex, right? So it's basically like a double dash back and then a dexterity dash back, right? You also saw that he was evading. So if you do have somebody with True Strike, you can bring them in here to True Strike and basically somebody who does damage over time debuffs. I'm basically talking about Nick Fury here. So look there, the special, you can dex the first part, right? Probably gonna have to block the second part, and then you can dex that last part, but I didn't do it. I get it with heavy attack there. Didn't put any bleed debuffs on me. That's kind of cool. So there we go, dex the whole special basically, right? I just go in for the special because I know it's unblockable, and we take out Hitmonkey. Pretty kind of straightforward fight, you know. Like I said, the first special, right, you can double dash back, right, to outdistance the first part, and then you can dex the last shots at him that he takes at you. And then you have the second special where you dex the first part and you take the second part and you dex the last part. Here we have a Clairvoyant with Burden of Might, shifting immunity, so she's shifting between bleed and poison immunity. The special is Enhanced Special 2, right? So that means that when she's doing the special 2, it's unblockable, so you can outdistance Clairvoyance special, so it's not that much of a problem, right? She's got 100% recovery. And then here's the kicker of the fight essentially, is that when Clairvoyant gets to 20 Clairvoyant charges, right, she gets Death Touch, and when she gets Death Touch, she essentially becomes death immune. So basically, you're gonna see me go into this fight. It's a little bit of a long fight, 3 or so minutes, I think, where I'm just chipping it down slowly. Captain America, that power drain is from the Burden of Might, right? And Captain America duped is just a great character, especially when you have a skill on your team, right? You shrug off a couple of debuffs as well, including buff immunity. You can shrug off that, right? You see there, we shrugged off all of the bleeds there, but you have to make sure your kinetic charges are up. But Captain America is just a great character. You see, we do a 22k special there, right? Do another heavy attack, and here we go. We're running away from that special attack. She can't steal your life, right? So that she can't regenerate. Also, now you see the death touch is active. Now, when Death Touch is active, she becomes death immune, right? With her duped ability, which obviously she has. And this is going to regenerate 12% health, but she has increased healing, so it could generate up to about 40% health. I think, yeah. So I think it's probably max dupe, right? Which means she regenerates 20% health maybe. But yeah, we're just chipping her down, and there we go. You see the death immunity, and she goes, her health is ticking up. That's because of the regeneration increase, right? And it's every second she's gaining a clairvoyant charge, right? So that means when you do kill her or knock her down for that final blow and she regenerates her health back, you have about 20 seconds before she becomes death immune again, right? So you see, right, when she has death touch, you're not taking her down like that, right? So there, the charges are going up again. They're at 11. I basically have about 9 more seconds to take her down. It's not working. I'm doing my best, but she gets to a special 3. And like I said in Uncollected, specials are kind of mean death if you're taking them. So we do die here with Captain America, right? It's fine. We got all the other characters there still to take her down. So that's the basic trick to this fight, is that she's not going to die while she has death touch, and when the death touch drops off, you have 20 seconds to kill her, essentially 20 seconds to take away 40% health. But there we take her down pretty fast because she didn't have death touch, so she wasn't going to be death immune, right? So it's a straightforward fight in the sense that if you can deal that 40% damage at the end, just wait for the death touch to give her the death immunity, and then wait for don't let the clairvoyant charges get to 20. So yeah, that's that fight. And now we got the final fight, and it's the Tigress, right? Tigra, I forget her name. Yeah, Tigra, right? So her phases or sensors are increased by 75%. So, and every 7 seconds, above triggered by the attacker is immediately turned into power. Bane of Damballa is basically you're losing 50%, deals 50% additional damage and has lifesteal, but you also have life transfer where you're taking a constant 2% degeneration, but your attacks heal you for 125%, and then power draw whenever the attacker, we'll see in the fight. I didn't read that fast enough, but we go in with Captain America first because it's Tigra is a mystic and Captain America is a science. Got that class advantage, right? So like I said, you're gaining buffs and she's going to gain power, right? Which is a big problem, right? It's actually very common if you think about it with these mystic champions, so you're not going to want to be dexterity. That's why Cap is also a very good option. The block proficiency, he doesn't need to dexterity, he can take everything into the block, right? Here she's got her second special. Now the thing to be careful about with her second special is, one, it's very long, but also the first part of it isn't a problem, but the second part, when she dashes back and comes back in, she does become unblockable, and that is a problem. But you just keep dexterating backwards, right? I did have an evade there, I didn't dex fast enough, right? And yeah, we're dashing back to try and bait the special, but you see, the thing about it is you gotta dash back before you dexterity, or you got a problem, right? So I get a little bit fed up. I'm just like, you know what, I got the champions, I'm gonna take it down eventually. So she goes in for a special 3 and obviously takes out Captain America instantly. And the special 3s are killers. She's a little bit afraid of the camera, apparently. She hits the camera. It's pretty rude, The production team over at the contest, the champions, they're very fed up with Tigra already. But we're going with Domino second, right? We're not gonna win the fight with Domino, but we're just going with Domino. I like using Domino. Take a block hit. We're going in again, right? We just try not to dex again. So like I said, champions with with great block proficiency are very good for this. She goes in immediately unblockable with this special. It's because she dashed back, right? And I don't know what the timing is. I don't know exactly her abilities, but the dash back makes her unblockable. That's why you saw in the first fight she wasn't immediately unblockable, but when she dashed back during her attack, she became unblockable. So if you get a Tigra, it basically means that at some point in your what's now second special, you will be unblockable. So that's pretty cool about this champion. But there, I thought I'd be able to kill her with the second special, but we don't, and she goes in for a third special and obviously instantly takes me out. But otherwise, we're gonna go in with Captain Marvel and take care of complete the event. That's about it for this Uncollected event. Like I said, nothing too hard. The fights are kind of basic. The Tigra, the what's now Hit Monkey aren't too hard. You just gotta, you gotta play to the nodes. Just keep them in mind. Otherwise, I hope this video helped you guys out, and if it did, let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, if you enjoyed, leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified as soon as these videos get released. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your nights. Peace.